Say, did you really learn this song? That's a hard song. My daddy practices a lot. You don't have to say all that. Just tell him, congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the... Shigaboo! Mike's Music Method. Come on in, everybody. Today we are doing another Mississippi John Hurt classic, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? This song was sponsored by Shane Murphy. Shane, I'm sorry this song took me forever. I started tabbing it out. That was probably over a year ago, man. Forgot about it, but I got back to it, so here we go. You can all sponsor songs at mikesmusicmethod.com. All the info is there. Check that out under the Sponsor a Song tab. But Shane sponsored this song. I love this song, but I got to admit, John Hurt's got a very weird version here. A couple strange things about it is it's basically a C chord the entire song. Arguably, he goes to G for one measure, but even that measure, he's like, I can't tell. Sometimes I think it's still a C. But he's just holding that one chord. He's never going to the F. He's never going to the 4 chord. And his vocal delivery is quite hard to match. If you just watch my tutorial of it, I kind of know this song from so many different people that I didn't do it strictly how Hurt sings it and delivers it. But that's the beautiful thing about this song, is we're going to kind of come up with our own little rendition once we get better at playing it. But here at Mike's Music Method, I know I'm talking about different versions. What we do here is I'm going to walk you measure by measure through exactly how John Hurt is doing it. He's tuned quite low in the recording. He's like down a whole step, but I just do it in E standard. This guitar is down tuned. Ignore this for now. Tutorial is E standard. I'm going to walk you through measure by measure. Every note he does. Timestamps are down below if you want to jump around. At the very end of the video, we will go through slow run through. So as you learn each section, you can jump to those slow runs and get really good at playing this. By the end of the song, you are going to learn some John Hurt. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Cool syncopation, a lot of great melody work, and right off the bat, it's a fairly easy John Hurt song. Not the easiest, but boop. If you're new to Travis picking, I got a whole Travis picking playlist. Go through the first 10 so you can get competent in Travis picking. I also have so many John Hurt songs, so check out my Mississippi John Hurt playlist as well. But You Are My Sunshine is fairly easy. This one is one of the easier John Hurt pieces. That being said, if you're a more advanced player, it's still a lot of fun and really hoppy. And we love John Hurt. Let's get started. Come on down into the basement with me. I'm going to be your guitar teacher the next 30, 45 minutes here, however long it takes, and we're going to do it. So hold my hand and let's go and learn some John Hurt.
Ooh, remember, no capo, and Hurt is heavily palm muting everything. I'm using this part of my hand. I call that the Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme palm mute, where I've got good technique and form, and all I'm doing is slightly dropping this part of my hand, right? I'm like touching over here somewhere. And the point of the palm mute is to get the lowest 3 strings, and these highs still ring out. Maybe my 3rd is slightly palm muted, but mainly the low 3, and that's because we get that cool illusion of 2 guitars where the lower notes are heavily palm muted and the top ones are not. And this is a huge part of the John Hurt sound, so spend a lot of time getting comfortable with that palm mute. And any part of your flesh can touch, but just think, I've got good proper form, and whatever part of my skin is closest, that's least compromising my guitar playing form. Measure 1 is a little pickup, and I'm just doing open to 2 on the 3rd string. Will the... And then measure 2, the first real measure here, is all on a C chord. Now there's a bunch of ways to do this, but Hurt does a lot of heavy thumb. So I'm doing thumb on 5, then a heavy thumb on 4 and 2, or sorry, 4 and 3. You can even hit 2 if you want. There's no hard rule there. So that's the thumb. 5th, heavy on 4. But I'm pinching on beat 1. You can do thumb and pointer or thumb and middle on 5 and 2. Heavy thumb, does it again. Measure 3, Same idea, thumb. Then I'm pinching the top string as I do that heavy thumb. And it can be a little difficult to do a heavy thumb and a pinch at the same time. That's why a lot of guys do the thumb pick approach. It's your call. Hurt doesn't use one, but a lot of great finger pickers do. It's just a little easier to get that brush with a thumb pick, but again, it's your call. So we got thumb on 5, heavy, with a pinch on 1. And I'm doing my middle finger here. If you want to move your pointer, you could, but I'm doing middle. And then, thumb on 5, heavy thumb with middle on 1, thumb alone on 5. Here I'm putting my pinky down on the 3rd fret of the B string, 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And same thing there, thumb, and then I'm pinching there, doing a heavy thumb and pinching that 2nd string with my pinky down. So that whole measure, 3, 4. Measure 4, now we just kind of combine both. I got the pinch with 5 and 2, heavy thumb, 5 and 1. I'm gonna stop saying heavy thumb because it's every 2nd and 4th beat that he's given that thumb a bit more meat. So measure 4 real slow, 3, 4. Again. Measure 5, we do 5, 4. Pinch 5 and 1, back to the pinky down on the 2nd fret of the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So try it again, 3, 4, 5, 4, pinch 5 and 1, pinch 4 and 2. Measure 6, we've seen this before a whole bunch, same as measure 2, just doing that melody on the 2nd string. Measure 7, starting the same way. So I got pinch 5 and 2, thumb on 4, but then I immediately go back to the 3rd string with my pointer finger. So I know the thumb is just kind of hitting it when it's doing that heavy one. So we have 2 quick G's sounding in a row there. That might feel a little awkward because you have to pull the pointer finger up a little higher than you might be used to. That's it, 2nd half of the measure is just 5 and 2 again, and then a heavy thumb. So I'll try that real slow, 3, 4. And what might be a little bit easier actually is to do with the pointer finger. Then when I follow up with the next pinch, I'm doing thumb and middle. To me that's a bit easier, so maybe I should start at thumb and middle. Pointer, middle. Middle, pointer, middle. Yeah, that's way easier than palm muted. So one more time, 3, 4, middle, pointer, middle. Measure 8 is goofy. He's really just adding this weird kind of like turnaround, giving some color to that C chord. Like, clearly he's not playing like an A major here, you know? Just a weird John Hurt turnaround. All right, so what we're doing is we've got open on the 5th string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and he's pinching both of those, 5 and 3. And then he pinches the same 2 strings, but he does 3 and open. So it's like he's moving off that C chord for a moment, giving it a weird little color, and then back to the 3rd fret. So open and 2 on the 3rd, then 3rd fret on that C. Now the weird part here is we got thumb banging away 2 times on the 5th string, and it does a 3rd time alone on the 5th string. Then a heavy thumb on 4, and we're putting down the C chord there. So what I'm actually doing is this, and then I'm just going straight back to the C chord. But that thumb pattern is 5, 5, 5, heavy 4. Very weird, not hard to play, but in the context of Travis picking, it just kind of comes out of left field, so spend a lot of time there. So real slow, 3, 4. Measure 9. Another weird moment here where, I'll show you as we get there, but we got 5, heavy thumb on 4. Now I'm gonna pinch 5 and 3. But what I'm doing with 3 is I'm taking my left hand middle finger. After I pinch, I'm doing a hammer on to the 2nd string there. Or 2nd fret, sorry, 2nd fret, 3rd string. So I've got to lift that middle finger and do a hammer on. And then I'm pinching 5 and 2 of the C chord with thumb and middle. So thumb, thumb, pinch with the hammer, then pinch again. So the end of it is 5 and 3 with the hammer, then 5 and 2. So again, at the end, we have thumb and thumb on the same string, which might trip you up a bit because it's 5, 4, 5, 5. That's what Hurt's doing. Now, one of the reasons he might be doing that is because if right after that hammer on, right, if he were to go to the 4th string, it would be open because he's moved that middle finger. So maybe that's one of the reasons. It also just has a cool sound every once in a while to not do the predictable back and forth thumb thing. Real quick note, if you jump down to measure 50, I swear sometimes he's replacing, because this intro is basically the same as the verse. So anytime that moment happens in the verse or the intro, feel free to jump to measure 50. And sometimes he's doing this alternate measure to 9, where he's not even doing the bass. He's just doing 5, heavy thumb, hammer on the 3rd string, and then the 2nd. Your call. Measure 10, we've seen this before again, easy pinches. Measure 11 is a little different, but nothing crazy. We just got 5, heavy 4. I'm gonna pinch 5 and 1. Then I'm pinching at the end 3 and 1, but my pinky goes down to the 3rd fret here. So the melody's gonna be open to 3 on that top string. So the second half of the measure, pinch 5 and 1. Put the pinky down in this hand, and then pinch 3 and 1. Now again, if you went just 5, 4, 5, 4, that would be fine, but I'm hearing him do 5, 4, 5, 3. Is that a mistake, intentional? I'm not sure. 3, 4. Measure 12, we're gonna keep that pinky down in the left hand, but we're also moving the ring finger to the low G. And I'm pinching 6 and 1, heavy thumb. Move that ring finger of the left hand back down, pinch 5 and 1, but I lift the pinky. So you got some work here. Just look at the left hand for a second. I got both of these down on the 6th and 1st strings. Then as I lift the pinky, I move the ring finger down. So maybe you should just practice that move in the left hand. Pinch 6 and 1, pinch 5 and 1. And I'm doing that little left hand dance. Ring finger down, pinky up, but kind of at the same time. Let's do it slow together. 3, 4. And remember to palm mute the whole thing. I'm not palm muting just for the sake of clarity so you can really hear the notes I'm playing, but all of this has those low 3 strings palm muted. Measure 13. Here we got one of these classic John Hurt moves. So the melody goes higher. We're just doing 5, 4, and then the melody is 5, 3. And he's kind of just moving the C shape. That's the kind of easy way to do it, but there's a lot of times when John Hurt is doing the whole thing. So in other words, we're moving the whole chord, and he's actually playing that D there, right? I'm moving that C shape up. I'm pinching 5 and 1. But this note's so heavily palm muted when he does it that you can hardly hear it. Then I slide back down, and I'm pinching 4 and 1 here. And again, it's going to be the 2nd fret when I pinch there. But again, it's so heavily palm muted that you just hear it as like a percussive effect. So you got the whole measure. 5, 4, easy way. It's just 5, 3, or you can do. So again, pinching 5 and 1, slide the chord down, pinch 4 and 1. I know it seems confusing, but it's super easy. Just 5 and 1 pinch, 4 and 1 pinch. Just moving that whole chord shape. Seems like it should be harder, but I'm just moving it and moving it. So go super slow, kind of train your brain, because it's probably not used to that, but really easy. Make sure you don't do any extra tension. These one of these weird moments where, like, because it moves, people feel like they need to tense up or do something weird, but like, it's just a C chord here, and then a C chord back here. So stay relaxed. Measure 14, we just pinch 5 and 1, thumb, 5 and 1, thumb on 4. So 5 and 1, 4, 5 and 1, 4. Measure 15, a little different, 5 and 2. Heavy thumb on 4. Then I put my pinky down 3rd fret of the B string, and my ring goes to the 6th fret here. So again, I'm moving both of them. But it's still a C chord, right? My middle finger doesn't move, I got the C. Then I'm simply moving the ring finger to the bass and the pinky to get the melody. But it's still 6 and 2 there, and a thumb on 4. So I'm just holding down that whole C chord, moving the ring, putting the pinky down, then moving the ring back, lifting the pinky up. So again, you might want to practice that idea just until it feels good. But that whole measure, 3, 4. Measure 16, pinch 5 and 2, heavy thumb, move the ring finger up. That note's alone on the 6th string, and a heavy thumb. So real easy measure. 17, we have seen before. We do that double up at the end there. 5, heavy thumb, hammer, 5 and 3, with the hammer on, and 5 and 2. Guys, there's some changes in the chorus, but that is basically the whole song. I mean, we got a ways to go in terms of looking at the tab, but there's not going to be many new tricks. So let's just kind of cruise through this now on the verse. Ba-goom. Make sure you're running that intro a whole bunch before you move on. Timestamps are down below. Go to slow run intro. Get that solid. Do yourself a big favor. Get that solid before moving on. Please, please, please. I always say the first like 4 to 6 measures of a song are going to give you 90% of the information in the song. So make sure you're doing those first 4 measures unbelievably well before you move on. First 8, make sure your brain knows them before you move on. So do the slow run-throughs before you try tackling the verse and the chorus. Even though they're similar, still do yourself that favor. All right, so we just did 17, and that's where you start. I was... Then we begin the verse here in 18. Standing. We've seen that before. Standing by my... This is a little different. We've got 5, 3, 2. Thumb, thumb, pointer. On the C chord, then I'm pinching 5 and 1. Then I'm doing 3 and 2. But on the 2nd fret, on the 2nd string, my pinky goes down on the 3rd fret to snag that melody note. So 5, 2, 5, 1, yeah, 3, 2. 5, 1, 3, 2. Thumb middle, thumb pointer. So from the beginning, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, pinch, pinch. I was standing by my window. Yeah, so 20 is just 5 and 2, heavy thumb, 5 and 1, heavy thumb is window. Measure 21, thumb on 5, heavy thumb, pinch 5 and 1, heavy thumb on 4. So 5, 4, 5, 1 and 4. Easy enough, seen that before. 1, then cold and cloudy. So 22, we got 5 and 2 is a pinch. Then here I'm just hearing it's not really a real heavy thumb. Thumb on 3, pinch again, thumb on 3. So 5 and 2, thumb on 3, 5 and 2, thumb on 3. Measure 23, similar, we've seen this before. The 5, 2, thumb alone, and then got that weird, like we go to kind of like an A shape looking thing. I don't know what you call that. Then right back to the C. And again, the thumb pattern's weird. 5, 3, 5, 5. Talked about that before. Measure 24 is super easy, just 5 heavy thumb, 5 heavy thumb. In an awesome John Hurt fashion, again, It's one cold and cloudy day, but he just doesn't say the word day. Hurt's always like leaving out the lyric, assuming that you know it, and it's such a weird effect. Who does that? Bizarre. There's times where it seems like he's just catching his breath or something, like he doesn't have enough breath in his lungs to finish the lyric, but you know that it's intentional. It's really weird and cool. 25, we got 5 with 3, then a heavy thumb, then 5 with 2. 26 is just 5, heavy thumb on 4, 5, then a quick 3-2 thumb pointer. Shiboo, the donation page. Guys, this YouTube channel has been a beautiful labor of love of mine the last, I don't know, has it been 5 years? I don't even know. I try not to think about this stuff. I'm not one who reflects a lot, but it's been a long time. It was like 5 years in the making, and I've poured a ridiculous amount of my time and heart and brain power into this channel. And so the way Mike's Music Method operates, it is the value for value model. Believe it or not, you can access every tutorial and every tab I've created by paying me $0. I know. But I want to keep this available for everybody. I know there are 13, 14, 15-year-olds, young people learning from this who don't have a job, people in college, people who just absolutely cannot financially support it. But let's be honest, guys, 90% of you out there, 95% of you out there watching this, $5 a month. Come on, please, you can do that. I know there's well north of 500, 600, 700 people taking the content for free, and that's fine. But if you're a listener here, please consider, you're getting a lot of value from this channel. $5 a month would do so much to keep me alive with this channel, keeping me going. I'd be able to pour more time into it and really make this whole thing bloom and give you guys more amazing content. So that's it. It's the value for value model. It's not about $5. It's about what is it worth to you. Some people, if you can give $100 a month, maybe you're consuming the content in place of regular guitar lessons. That could be $160 a month. You know, if you're doing it every week, I don't know. Maybe it's $50 a month, $20 a month. What is this channel worth to you? That's what you got to think about. And there's all sorts of ways to donate. You can get a membership on the website. You can do Patreon, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo. All the links are at mikesmusicmethod.com under the donate tab or down below. And that's it. Guys, I know it's a weird world of like social media content and freemium stuff. But just know I'm a real guy out here like hustling, really pouring my heart into making these tabs. And you know, if you can do $10 a month, $5 a month, it means a lot to me, and it is going to help me. Think of it as almost like charity in a way. Like it's going to help me create more content. And because I make all this content free, by you giving, you're making more content available for free for more people out there. And not to toot my own horn, but come on, are there many other guys on the internet doing these finger picking songs as accurate and with as much attention to detail and care, walking you through the whole songs like this? I don't know if there's other people on the internet doing it. If there are, you know, there's not many of us, so that's something else to think about. I'm really trying my best to bring you guys great value. That's it. Please consider the value for value model. Onward with the tune. 27, gonna pinch 5 and 1. 3 and 1, but the pinky goes down. And again, you can do thumb pointer again, or you can do thumb pointer, thumb middle on the first string. It's up to you. You can do all middle finger, right? No hard rule. I'd probably do all middle, so 5 and 1. Left hand pinky goes down, 3 and 1. Ring finger in that left hand goes up, 6 and 1. Thumb alone on 3. So 3, 4. Measure 28, 5 and 1. 3, quick to 2 with the pointer. So I'm doing thumb and middle, thumb on 3, and then pointer. Thumb on 5, heavy thumb on 4. For some reason, let's take it from 25. That felt weird. I want to make sure you're not lost. So for measure 25, 3, 4. We're pinching 5 and 1 with the pinky down in the left hand, then 4 and 1 again, and that second one can be heavy. So that's the first half of the measure, pinch, pinch. Then I'm lifting the pinky and doing 5, 1, so it's 5, 1. And remember when to lift the pinkies, we're waiting till the last possible moment. So pinch, pinch, thumb, and then I lift the pinky to hit the first string again, and then a heavy thumb. So 3, 4. I messed that up. 3, 4. Measure 30, pinching 5 and 2. Heavy thumb. Move that ring finger towards the ceiling, pinching 6 and 2. Oh, sorry, and the pinky goes down. We've seen this before. Get both those 3s. Ooh, I just caught something in my own tab. Here I wrote them both as open. Sorry, my light just went out. But before I had you keep down the C chord. I'm not sure what sounds more accurate. Here I really actually do like going to the full G now that I'm hearing it. And I'm not holding that middle finger down anymore. You kind of use your discretion, because it might be one of those things where he's playing it different in the song. Right here's with me holding the middle down. Oh, I like it way better as a G. Yeah, I like that for 30. And then 31, we go back to the C. And we got this classic John Hurt turnaround. Pinching 5 and 2 on the C chord. Thumb on 4, pointer on 3. Melody note goes to 6, 3rd fret on that low 6 string, then we do open A. And 32, kind of similar, but it's new, and I love this little turnaround here. We got 5, heavy thumb, then I'm doing my pointer finger, which we've seen before, right? That like double G string idea we talked about. But right now when I do that double G, I'm gonna hammer onto the 2nd fret, and then we've got a giddy up here. The moment I hammer on the 2nd string with my middle finger, my thumb plays the 5th string. Really weird idea. So I'm hammering onto the 2nd, and the moment I hammer with my middle finger, my thumb plays the 5th string. Right, so I'm not playing the 3rd string again, that's just a hammer out. I'm not picking it again. Instead of picking the 3rd string, I'm hammering, but my thumb is playing the 5th. Really cool. We call that the giddy up. Thank you, Anders, for this beautiful artwork yet again. So 5, heavy thumb on 4, pointer to the hammer to the thumb. It's a tricky little measure here. Then I do a heavy thumb at the end, but remember after that hammer, you got to move that finger back up to a heavy thumb on 4 for the actual C chord there. It up, sorry, 3, 4. Great trick. Shaboom! Now would be the perfect time. Go to the bottom of this video, slow run through of the verse, do a slow run through, get that down rock solid before you move on to the chorus, please. Ooh, let's do the chorus here. All right, what we are doing is all similar. Will the, and then in 33, circle. We've seen that before. Beyond. I think we've seen this before. 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2. Then the second half of the measure is pinching 5 and 1. Pinky goes down on the 3rd fret, pinching 3 and 2. Yeah, we've seen that. Beyond. Then in 35 here, broken. I got the melody on 5 and 2, and 5 and 1. Then the beginning of 36 is alone. And then we have melody note, both on the top string. So it's 5, 4, pinch 5 and 1, 4 and 1. Gonna go quick here because it's all kind of, you guys get the patterns by now. Then for the melody in 37, it's 3, 1 on the second string. So I'm gonna pinch, thumb alone, lift it, and pinch again. 38 is just C chord simple, pinch, pinch on the second string there. Now we got this weird move again. Seen that before? Here we go with the crazy fill that we saw at the end of the chorus. I love that. 41, you get a little cool syncopation. Love this, John Hurt. Pinch 5 and 2. Heavy thumb immediately followed by a 2 again. Remember when it's palm muted, get that cool sound. So pinch 5 and 2, thumb on 4, right back to 2, thumb on 5, heavy thumb on 4 again. Then in measure 42, I got thumb alone, pinch 1, pinch 5 and 1, heavy thumb, pinch 1 again, but I put my pinky down. So in other words, the melody is. So I got thumb, pinch 4 and 1, 5 and 1, 4 and 1 with the pinky down. I know the tab looks weird. It's only because I'm like annotating that heavy thumb on 2 and 4. That's why it looks weird. I'm not doing like any extra pinch. It's just heavy thumb, normal thumb, heavy thumb. And again, that can be really hard without a thumb pick to be pinching that top note while still doing a heavy thumb. So that's just something to practice. Yeah, really hard to not get it heavy on the 1 and the 3, but heavy on the 2 and the 4 in that context there. Real slow one more time. 3, 4, heavy, light, heavy. There we go. 43, we do put the G in the bass of that C chord, so the ring finger goes up, pinky still down, pinching 6 and 1, heavy thumb, then back to like a normal C. I lift both, or move this ring down, lift the pinky up, and then I'm doing 5 and 1, that's open. So both of them are down, move both of them, then heavy thumb on 4. Measure 44, we have the little move again up. And you decide how you're gonna do it. You can just do the melody alone like that, which he sometimes does, or move the whole C shape, pinch 5 and 1, pinch 4 and 1. I guess you can even do 5 and 1 and then 3 and 1 if you want to let that one ring out, but I like the 4 better because it's more palm muted. Yeah, we're doing this, guys, we're doing this. Measure 45, 5 and 1, heavy thumb, 5 and 2, heavy thumb. 46. And here in the tab, I still have that middle finger down. So I don't know if we lifted for the G or not. Whatever you like sounding better. I think it sounds cooler doing it as a G and having both those be open. So pinch 5 and 2, heavy thumb. Put both of those 3s down to pinch 6 and 2, heavy thumb. And I'm doing them open, so I will correct my tab there. We're getting there, and then 47. We have a little syncopation. I'm gonna pinch 5 and 2, heavy thumb on 4. Then I'm doing 6, 2, so I move that ring finger up. 6, 2, yep, heavy thumb on 4. Don't shake that because all the people at home will hear it. 6, 2, heavy thumb. So all that move was my ring finger. And then that same little awesome walk here in 48. And that little turnaround. And then the song just ends on a C chord. It would be it's a big C. You're a good picker if you're playing through the song. You are a good picker, good perseverance, great practice ethic. Didn't they do great, Ro?
Yeah.
They did awesome. You want to tell them? Say, did you really learn this song? That's a hard song. My daddy practices a lot. You don't have to say all that. Just tell him, congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right. All right, guys, here is the slow run through of the intros, starting with the pickup. 1, 2. It's definitely holding the C chord. Here I would lift it, but I don't think Kurt does. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so to clarify, when he's doing that weird thumb in the bass in measure 11, I would keep it or not 11 and 12. There I would keep it like a C with a G in the bass. I feel like Kurt does it both times, but man, in measure 15, do I really like hearing it as a full G. It just sounds more like the real turnaround, the cadence point, you know, and it just sounds cooler as a G. In my opinion, do what you want to do. Remember, guys, that little gear icon, if I'm still going too quick on YouTube, go to playback speed in the corner. But even when you click on playback speed, a lot of people don't know, up in the top right, there's a little custom button. So not only can you go to like 0.75 or 1.25 if I'm too slow, but you can drop it to like 0.95 or 1.05 or whatever. So you can really subtly adjust the speed to where you're at. You don't want to be playing too quick because you're just going to practice mistakes. But of course, too slow isn't going to benefit you. I mean, too slow will always benefit you because you can really consider tone and staccato and all sorts of elements, but you know what I mean. You can adjust the speed to make it the best practice session for you. Slow run of the verse, starting at 18. Let's do this here. 2, 3, 4. It's the hardest part. Quick pointer to the giddy up. I'm hearing it like this or something, but that's it. Drill that a little bit until you get it. Slow run of the chorus. Let's do this starting from measure 33. 2, 3, 4. Haha, did it. I'm speeding up, sorry. I'll do them open here.
Congratulations.